Okay, so I unboxed the Duraclutch out of the box, received it today. So we'll go over what came in the box for my 2016 Ranger, Polaris Ranger Crew. So we received Team Tied secondary, Duraclutch primary. We got new shaft bolt here, new shoulder washer looks like here, and a sheave tool. They also sent this 12mm hex half-inch drive socket with it for shaft bolt. Also received a belt. Some pretty good instructions here. Instructions and a clutch operation manual as well. A couple of stickers. So that's what came in the box, and that's what we're going to be putting it in my 2016 Polaris Ranger Crew. So I won't bore you with pulling it apart, but we're going to get ready to pull down the, we're going to take the wheel off, we're going to take the sway bar out of the way, and maybe or maybe not I'll take that shock out of there. We'll see how difficult it is to work around, but I believe I can get through everything without having to mess with it. I have had to change belts before with the new shocks on there, so shouldn't be a problem. Go over tools real quick. I read through the list, but I also watched a couple of videos. Just want to make sure we have a couple of things on hand. Obviously hand cleaner, brake clean, isopropyl alcohol, a couple of rags, got some gloves there. I brought out foot pounds, inch pounds, torque wrenches, a pry bar just in case, 1/2 inch to 3/8 drive here, 7/8 socket for the puller, 21mm socket, which I'm not sure I'm going to use yet, haven't got in there far enough to find out, and a 15 because that's always handy. I like to use my impact gun to pull the thing apart because it's quick, and just a regular toolkit. I don't want to go back and forth to my toolbox to grab things, so hopefully I got all here. I also got some Scotch-Brite. So I won't bore you with the teardown, but let's get started. So people don't know, 7mm long extension, 1/4 inch drive. Knock these bolts right out of there quickly. Or you know what else I found that works real well is a multi-tool, screwdriver. It has the nut drivers built in it. Keep one in the box up there, just in case I got to pull a belt off and do one later around the field. Takes up less space, multiple functions, obviously. And works pretty dang good. But once you get them broke free, you know, it's the way to go. For me at least. It's nice if you had magnetic on your sockets, but oh well. I've done this so many times that do with my eyes closed damn near. nice Watch that when I was washing it, huh? All right. So I'm gonna get myself cleaned up now that I've done that, and put some gloves on, because now I don't want to get anything tarnished, really, honestly. So actually, I'll probably pull this thing down first, actually. Yeah, I will. Just because I feel like it. That should be 21. Sure is. Won't be needing this anymore. So she's not going to slip off. So we go to the puller. That's where we get that bad boy right down. So we're just going to feed that sucker in there until it bottoms out. Seen guys use an impact to do that part. I don't trust it. But I will use an impact to do this part. Okay. Off there. Okay, I'm gonna go to the 7/8 breaker bar. So I'm using a 7/8 socket to drive this puller. Probably reset this camera now. Feed that sucker in, hand tight. It's supposed to step off there, but we'll see. I didn't feel it come off there. Negative. So we're gonna have to hit it with the 7/8 in the breaker bar here. Pin that up. I'm not sure if there's a right way or wrong way to do this, but anytime I've been working on my clutches, I usually use a bolt to pinch it up. Right to the frame here. So we're hoping this thing breaks loose. There she is. A lot of tension on that sumbitch. Primary off, belt out. It's too bad I got light weights in this sucker too. I just with the Gilliman tune, I was running the light weights, and light weights with a light spring, which I think is a blue stripe. No, this one's a blue stripe. Anyways, it's over there. and talked to Todd at Hunter Works. Said no, the problem wouldn't run the light springs and light spring and light weight with my setup. So I went ahead and changed back over to factory weights and factory spring, and it sucked. Okay, belt's off. Okay, I've been smoking this thing pretty bad, and I wanted to make sure this is damn near brand new belt, and I could smell it eating belts, hence the reason why I switched over to the Duraclutch, or purchased it, but no visible damage to the belt whatsoever. And that's a Polaris belt. That is a Polaris belt. So, I don't know. This thing eats belts like Tic Tacs. Since I put the tune on, and I drive it like a pissed off teenager. I mean, you got these shocks, you got to use them, right? So, it's been eating belts. So, that's why we're here now. So, let's get back to it. Pull the secondary off. Should be a 15 millimeter, which it is. It's always easier to come off that way. There it goes, back on. We're going to save this bolt. We are going to reuse it. We are going to reuse it, rather. Oh, look at that. Too easy. So that's not good. That may be the reason why I had a problem. Oh, shite. I didn't see that before. I usually pull my secondary down and take a look at it every once in a while, make sure everything's working properly, clean the sheaves, but you can see there's damage here. No visible damage inside except no rollers. That's bad. And look at my helix is thrashed, coming apart. So I've been bashing against it. Now wonder, there's a small piece of roller inside there. Wow, I annihilated this. So I'm not sure what I did, but I can promise you my right foot had something to do with it. Or Corona, or Jack Daniels or something. Okay, take a quick break here, get cleaned up, and go back in and put this bad boy back together. All right, hopefully that's a little better there. My fat arms don't get in the way, fat head, fat ass, whatever. All right, so far, this is a one Corona deal. So one Corona, and I've made it to this point. So I don't think there's gonna be too many Coronas in this video. Actually, okay. Torque wrench. First number we're going for is 48 foot-pounds. I think. Look at that. So I'm gonna get this set up before I go here. So 48 foot-pounds. We'll set this thing to 48 foot-pounds. Block nut, because that's going to be the secondary clutch, which is a 15 millimeter. Got this, got my bolt so that I can tighten her up, get her pinched in there. So first thing I want to do, take the brake clean on a little rag here, get these shafts cleaned up. Just want to make sure there's nothing, you know, maybe I got some water in there, which I'm in Nevada, not much water, but if I can find it, it's there. So seals look pretty good. Looks like I got some premature wear right here into the back of my cover. Whatever was there, it ate it. I don't know. I guess that's another video in itself, probably, on how I can seem to mess things up. All for your guys' entertainment, obviously. All right, let's get this primary shaft cleaned up. Sure, no grease on there. Grease, we don't like grease. Grease is bad in here. This is the worst place you can have it. Grease causes belts to slip. Grease causes all kinds of gremlins. All right, I also want to take secondary, and I want go ahead and clean the inside of the secondary. So I'm going to clean this as well. Just make sure I got no dang grease. Just shipping grease, assembly grease, whatever. Maybe, you know, these guys, when they put it together, maybe, you know, maybe they were screwing around, playing grab ass or something, got some grease on my stuff here. I don't want grease on my stuff. So I'm going to do secondary first. I'm just going to put it back together in reverse. So I'll put the machine in park before I started. So hopefully this goes on pretty easily. Yeehaw, baby. Couldn't be so lucky. So, line up the splines. Booyah. All right, she on. All right. Now, belts. I was watching a video that Todd made. So there's really no direction you can put a belt on, but he'd like to see the, you know, when you put it on there, you'd like to see the letters out so you can read them. So if it works for him, we're gonna try it. So feed that little bad boy right up in there. I'm gonna grab this sheave tool. I'll move this side. Oh baby, come on. Well, she hates me at the moment. Typical. Okay, well, it's a little end that's going to work, so let's go ahead and put that bolt I saved that I can't find over here right in front of me. Okay, I'm going to throw that back in there. And we'll crank the sheaves open, let the belt settle in. Bolt. Now, my normal spot that I normally pinch this thing up, Delco reservoir. So, it normally goes up here, but I didn't like it up there, so I had to be different. Jeez, boy, sometimes I create more work for myself. All right, so let's try to get it. Let's see. Pinch it off of that here. Oh yeah. All right, so on this one, let's see here. Let me see if I got enough swing. If I don't have to use a extension, but I did use a 15 deep socket, so we'll see. Yeah, that's gonna have to throw an extension on there. I just can't reach her correctly. And I don't particularly want to throw my anus onto the floor in front of y'all. All right, be right back. Need to get 1/2 inch drive, 3-inch extension. What the hell I plan on doing this 3/8. Plus, need to put a dip in and open another Corona. Be right back. All right, back to it. You will notice that this this video is sponsored by Corona in Copenhagen, for sure. All right, back to it. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, gummit. Useless. All right, that's not. I'm not exactly sure why I grabbed the isopropyl alcohol, as brake clean probably does the same general thing as we're trying to accomplish here by degreasing, you know, and want evaporation instead of just smearing it, you know, smearing goose shit all over your stuff. It's ain't right. So isopropyl alcohol maybe could be used in lieu of, maybe not. Doesn't really have any grease degreaser properties, I don't think. I mean, I've never used it in that capacity, but it does evaporate it, so maybe it does. Okay, so we're going to 48 foot-pounds with an extension. We're pinched up there pretty good. All right, 48 foot-pounds it is. Magic, just magical. All right, open these, open the sheaves up here. Yeah, baby. Get you some of that. I wonder why I can't get a bite in there. Much surface area to grab onto with this tool. I reckon that's probably number one. All right. Okay, she's settled down in the sheaves there. About halfway there, I guess. Jeez, that sucker's got a spring on her, I'm telling you. Now, I'm probably using this damn thing wrong. This may work better, I don't know. Got a little lever on there. Oh, hey, check you out. So you can take that tool and throw it right in the friggin' trash can, because it's useless. That tool didn't help me on this, but this here, two-second job. All right, so obviously you can see, settled down in the sheaves. My rollers are all the way in the back here, so you can see that. Hopefully you can see that. She's all the way in the back. Settle down the sheaves. Say that 6 more times. Genie might come out. All right, so same thing. I'm gonna take some brake clean, and I'm gonna clean the inside of this primary. Brake clean. I'm cleaning the inside there because I can see right now there's dust in there. You know, I don't want that in my system. I mean, you can eat off my Ranger pretty much, except right there. I don't know how I missed that. Damn kids. Anyways, so get that sucker cleaned up right there. All right, cleaning is done. Now, she's opened up, closed, open. I'm gonna take and feed it into the belt here. Now, while we were on break there, I did take a look at the sheaves as well, just to make sure I didn't have any nicks, scratches, dings, dents, or something that could cause me a problem later. So I did inspect them. I don't know if it's something you should do, but my OCD is legendary. So I got to. Now, if I could just find, don't say it. All right. In like Harry Flint. Now, this is the bolt we threw away, but that's the bolt we're going to use to, same thing, cinch her up there. So, new shaft bolt, new shoulder washer. No need for a flat washer per the instructions. So, I'm going to dump her in there. Okay, got her feeding there. I'm going to grab this 12mm hex drive here that was supplied with the clutch. Now, I did hit that one hard because we got a pretty significant torque spec on the primary, so I'm not concerned I'm going to over torque on that for sure. This little driver's not going to do it. I mean, I could pull out the wham rod and all that, but don't need to do that. Not for this little job. I'm finding pieces of my secondary that I nuked, that I showed you. That couldn't have been good. Couldn't have been good. Damn. I wonder. Sometimes I just scratch my head. All right, what are we doing? Oh yeah, we're gonna torque that. That's right. So, what are we torquing that one to? 60 foot-pounds? Okay, well, that's a lot less than I thought. That's somewhere said 98, but okay. Oh, let's do this first. 60 foot-pounds. Glare is legendary over here. 60 pounds, 0 inch. I don't know if there's a better way of doing this, but everybody I see puts something in there to pinch that up. I don't know if there's a better way. I mean, man, if I were to break that, it would suck. But I'm trying to put vertical point load on this connection, not back here. I don't want to blow out this gusset. I want to get up tight to the back plate so that the tensile strength of that bolt, shear strength, we're putting it there. That's a whole lot of engineering mumbo jumbo that don't make any sense, but that's my philosophy. Since I'm a builder by trade and a part-time engineer, sounds good to me. Oh boy, got really close with that impact. That wasn't very much pressure, so maybe I'll renege on that statement I said about going hard in the paint with the impact. It's a 60 pounds. Yeah, buddy. So, that's it. Let's see what we got to do next. I mean, it's spin that sucker a little bit. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's what was in the Todd's video. I'm gonna spin that secondary until the sheath's tighten up. Hey, we're in. That's a noisy sucker. God. Horrible. So there's a dot here, and there's the X. So I think they're supposed to be pointing at each other, but I can't remember. I get conflicting information about that. I think maybe it's a balancing point myself, because I can see the pilot's drill in there. Release here. Maybe it's balancing, but that's her. She in. So now, fire it up. Let's see. Hopefully she don't nuke. My wife will punch me right in the face. So that is a noisy son of a gun. Cheers. Alright, I guess we'll get in there and tap the throttle a little bit and see if that secondary moves at all. Check it out. I think it, have to go back and look at the video, but maybe it moved. I don't know. Okay, well, I'm going to put this booger back together. And then we're going to work on the blower fan. Because I got to rip let me shut this off. Okay. Okay, so I jerry-rigged the blower fan in there. And yeah, it worked okay, but obviously since I'm eating belts like crazy, it smells like ass in there. No matter how airtight the thing is, when I'm adding 270 CFM, sucking the belt smell out of there makes for some worrisome occupants. I think we're gonna burn it down. All right, that's that for that. I'm gonna shut this thing down now. and get it put back together. Okay, so we put her back together. We took her for a little bit of ride just down the street. Didn't really get on it too much because the kids playing outside. But I can tell you, very, very smooth engagement. I mean, impressively smooth. No clunks, no bumps, no bruises. Very, very happy with that. Engine braking. Now, I hear a lot of people complain about engine braking when you're up over 27 and 28 inch tires. This one's on 30s. I was told a violent engine braking engagement once it comes in. I didn't feel it yet. So tomorrow or the next day, when I get some time, get my chores done, we're going to thrash it. Stay tuned for that.